see that. And if anyone is unable to join due to some unavoidable circumstances, we would be able to share with that particular person as well. Right? Okay. Now let me share my screen and let me give you the agenda for today. As we all know, today we will be discussing about AZ 305. We will be discussing about this particular course, right? It is nothing but the Azure Architect course that we will talk about. Actually, what we have done, we have changed our workflow. Earlier, we were just taking the Azure Architect course directly. But what we will be doing right now, this course is going to be a combination of three particular courses. Right? So with the help of this course, we will try to cover AZ 900. That is nothing but the Azure fundamentals. Then we will be covering AZ 104, which is nothing but the Azure administration. And then we will be jumping onto the Azure Architect. Right? So basically, in it's this particular training or this particular course, it's going to be a combination of three courses. So we will be covering things from scratch, that is Azure fundamentals. It's a foundation level course. Then we will be going to an intermediate level course, that is AZ 104. And then we will be going to an advanced level course, that is AZ 305. The precise name of the AZ 305 course is Designing Microsoft Azure Infrastructure Solutions, right? So we will be covering this in this manner. We'll be covering this. Okay. All right. So this is what we will be covering. Right? This is the course that we'll be covering. Now, before I take you here, before I take you to what we are going to cover, what all topics we are going to cover in this particular course, let me give you a very basic introduction of cloud. Right? What is cloud? Why cloud comes into the picture? What are the benefits that we get with cloud? Right. So first of all, why cloud comes into the picture? Traditionally, we have the environment which we were calling as the data center environment. Right? So traditionally, organizations used to have their own data centers. So if I type it here, maybe I can open the paint screen. So what is the data center environment? This is the environment which we call as the on-premises, which in short people also call that as on-prem. It is nothing but the data center environment we have. In this data center environment, organizations were creating their own data centers. They were building their own data centers. Now it depends. It depends upon the requirement for a particular organization. This data center could be built on the entire building. It could be on a particular floor. It could be on a particular room on a particular floor. On a given floor, there might be a dedicated room where the data center has been built. So it entirely depends upon the requirement, how big the data center is going to be, right? Now, creating a data center is not an easy job. Creating a data center involves huge amount of money to be spent, right? So first of all, an organization has to finalize a place, a building, maybe a floor, maybe a particular room, right? So either they need to purchase that particular floor or either they need to purchase that particular building, or maybe they can take that particular floor or they can take that particular building on lease, right? So for that, good amount of money will be spent. Then the organization has to procure the hardware, right? They have to purchase the storage devices, the firewall, the servers. So they have to procure the entire hardware. And after that, they have to do the configuration, maybe backup, cooling, power, electricity, configuration of the servers, configuration of the firewall. And after that, they will have to hire right skill set of people who would be able to manage the data center 24 into 7. So creating a data center, it's not going to be an easy job. It involves huge amount of money will be spent, good amount of planning, and good amount of time will be spent. Then we would be able to get a data center up and running. And it is not like, for example, let's say an organization is creating a data center in year 2023. They would be able to use or they would be able to recover the entire amount in 2023. It takes good number of years before organization would be able to get the benefit of the entire amount which they have spent in order to create their data center. It will take good number of years. slowly and gradually they would be able to use a particular amount, right? Now, with data centers, we are also getting some limitations. What are the limitations we are getting with the data center? The first limitation is every data center can have a certain amount of resources, right? Every data center can have a certain amount of resources. For example, let's say my organization has a data center and the physical limit of the data center is 5,000 VMs. We can create 5,000 machines in that data center, right? Let's say right now we are running some projects, and to run the projects already 2000 VMs we are using. We are using 2000 VMs to run those projects. Now, there are certain projects which are in pipeline, which we will be getting those projects maybe in a couple of months, right? And let's say now we have got some more projects, and to handle those more projects, we need to create 4,000 more machines. Would we be able to deploy 4,000 more machines? The answer is no. Reason is the physical limit of our data center is 5,000 machines. Out of 5,000 machines, 2,000 machines you are already running. Now we can only deploy 3,000 more machines. We would not be able to deploy 4,000 machines, right? That's a limitation. That would be a limitation of the data center, right? Now let's say I would like to scale my data center. I would like to increase the capacity of my data center. Can I do it overnight? No. Expansion of a data center can be done, but again, it will take some time. Money will be spent, right? Then we would be able to expand the data center. So expansion of data center cannot be done overnight. Maybe we need to get one more floor, right? We need to get the agreement done. Then we have to procure the hardware configuration. Maybe more people will be hired. So that process will eventually take some time. This is one limitation of a data center. Second limitation, let's say I have an organization. The name of my organization is ABC. My organization has built a data center. Where they have built a data center? Let's say somewhere in India, they have built a data center. Let's say in Mumbai. Mumbai is nothing but a city in India, right? So let's say in Mumbai, they have built the data center somewhere in India. We have got a data center. Let's say data center one. I have a client. The name of my client is, let's say, Yahoo. Yahoo is my client. Yahoo says, I have some users which are based out in India. So in India, I have some users. And for these users, I am planning to create an application and I'm planning to deploy an application. So Yahoo is my client. Yahoo approaches me and asks me, is it possible if I can create and if I can deploy the application for the Yahoo users? I'm saying, yes, I would be happy to serve my client and I can create an application for the Yahoo users and I can deploy an application for the Yahoo users in my data center. And this application has one database as well, right? So whenever these Yahoo-based users are in India. So whenever these Yahoo-based users will try to access the application or will try to access the database, requests will be going from India to India, right? So latency will be less and performance will be good. What is latency? Latency is nothing but the time taken by a packet to go and to come back. Let's say I am trying to access any application. So packet will be going from my machine. Let's say I'm trying to order pizzas from Pizza Hut. So how will I do it? I will open my laptop. I will go to Google Chrome. In Google Chrome, I can type www.pizzahut.com. So packet is going from my machine, will be hitting on Pizza Hut servers and will be coming back. So latency is nothing but the time taken by the packet to go and to come back. So latency will be low and performance will be good. Why latency is low? Because the user's machine will be in India and the application is also running in India. So everything is good so far. Now, my client says, hey, I am happy with your services and I would like to extend the contract. They are saying we have got some users in US. Somewhere in US, we have got a lot of users. Can you handle our US based customers for us? I'm saying, yes, I will be happy to help you. But can I create, let's say, one more application, maybe application 2, database 2, for the US based users? And can I deploy this application in the India data center? It would not be a good decision. Why? Every time the US based users will try to access the application, now requests will be traveling from US to India and will be traveling back from India to US, which will take good amount of time, right? Which will take good amount of time. So latency will be poor, latency will be bad, or we can say latency will be high, and performance will be bad as well, right? And plus we might have to pay a lot of cost for the bandwidth. So this is not a good choice. So what we can do, if in case we want to handle this efficiently, maybe my organization can create one more data center, right? Okay, so what we can do, maybe my organization can create one more data center. My organization is ABC. This time they can create one more data center, maybe DC2, and they will be creating this data center number 2 somewhere in US. Let's say in US, in New York, they have built their data center, right? So where they have built their data center, this time they have built the data center in New York, somewhere in US, right? Inside my data center number 2, I can deploy application number 2, I can deploy database number 2. So whenever these Yahoo based users will now try to access the application, request is coming from US to US, latency will be low and performance will be good. But guys, as we discussed few minutes back, creating a data center, it's not going to be an easy job. Creating a data center involves huge amount of money. Huge amount of money will be spent, huge amount of dollars will be spent, and so on, right? Now, let's say after 3 months, we need to do some project. We need to handle the Germany-based users. Can I create a data center again in Germany? After 9 months, we have to handle Australia-based users. Can I create a data center in Australia? No. Any organization would not be able to spend these huge number of dollars, right? That is the reason the public cloud comes into the picture. That is the reason this public cloud comes into the picture. What is public cloud? There are some cloud providers. There are some big organizations like Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. They came up with a concept of public cloud. So Microsoft public cloud is Azure, Amazon public cloud is AWS, and Google public cloud is GCP, Google Cloud Platform, right? So these organizations, they come up with a concept of public cloud. As the name suggests, public cloud means it is open to everyone. A single individual can use it, a group of people can use it, a small enterprise can use it, a big enterprise can use it, right? So in our course, we'll be focusing on the Microsoft cloud, that is Azure, right? See, what is public cloud? What these big organizations have done, they have deployed data centers across the globe. So Microsoft has deployed data centers across the globe. They have deployed data centers in US, in Middle East, in Europe, in India, China, Japan, Australia, everywhere they have deployed data centers. So tomorrow, if you want to do some project in US, you don't need to create your own data center. You can simply use Microsoft data center and you can deploy the resources in the Microsoft data center, right? So whenever I use a word resources, I'm trying to say virtual machine, maybe a network, maybe a database, maybe a firewall. These are etc. These are all considered as the resources, right? So what these organizations have done, they have deployed data centers across the globe. So tomorrow, if I want to do some project in US, I can use Microsoft data centers in US, and I can deploy my resources in their data center. So day after tomorrow, if I want to do some projects in Australia, I can use Microsoft data centers in Australia, and I can deploy the resources over there, right? That is what public cloud is, right? We have three types of cloud. One is what we call as public cloud. For example, Microsoft public cloud is Azure. In Azure, they are offering us more than hundreds of services. For example, let's say we want to create a virtual machine. In Azure, there is a service called as virtual machine. Using this service, we can create multiple machines, VM1, VM2, VM3, right? We can create machines. There is a service called as SQL database. So using this service, we would be able to create SQL database in Azure. There's a service called as virtual network. Using this service, we can create networks in Azure. So basically in public cloud, they're offering us hundreds of services using which we would be able to deploy our resources. Right? Then we have a concept of private cloud. There is something called as private cloud. Now, what is private cloud? These public clouds, they have deployed data centers, and these data centers are open to everyone. Anyone can come and they can deploy their resources in the data center. Private cloud means, let's say an organization is creating their own data center. My organization is ABC. My organization is creating its own data center. They will be offering the similar services as offered by public cloud providers. For example, in my data center, I will be offering a service that virtual machines can be created, database can be created, but I will be offering these services only to the people who belong to my organization. I am not offering these services to anyone on the globe. I'm only offering these services to the employee of my organization, right? That is what private cloud is. So it is nothing but the data center environment, same our data center, and we are offering the similar sort of services which are offered by public cloud, but we will be offering those services only to the employees of our particular organization. That is what a private cloud is. Then we have something called as hybrid cloud, right? What is hybrid cloud? Hybrid cloud is something where we will be using a combination of both. Maybe when I'm deploying a data center, when I'm deploying an application, I will be deploying an application in the public cloud. And when I will be deploying the data center, when I'll be deploying the database, I will be deploying the database in my private cloud. So now we are using both. We are using public cloud, we are also using private cloud. Then it will be a hybrid cloud scenario, or it could be vice versa. Application is deployed in private cloud and database is deployed in public cloud. Point is, when we will be using a combination of public as well as private cloud, then it's a hybrid cloud scenario, right? Now, guys, I have a question for all of you. My question to all of you is, can you please tell me, if we are looking for the maximum security, which cloud do you feel can provide us the maximum security? Using which cloud we would be able to get the maximum security?
Private.
Absolutely. The answer is private. In private, we are getting the hardware level access as well, right? We are procuring the hardware. So we are getting hardware level control as well. So private cloud would be able to provide us a maximum security. If we are looking for the maximum flexibility, which cloud do you feel can provide us the maximum flexibility?
Public.
Okay, so few people say it's public.
Hybrid.
Okay, hybrid.
Okay,
Yeah.
sir.
So right answer is hybrid. It's just a kind request. Once you have done with your answer, please put your mute. Right. So right answer is, with hybrid cloud, we would be able to get the maximum flexibility. One more. Which cloud do you feel can help us with the maximum compliance? Using which cloud we would be able to achieve the maximum compliance?
Private.
Okay. So people says private, few people says public, few people says hybrid. Public, public, public. Okay. The right answer is hybrid. Using the hybrid cloud, we would be able to achieve the maximum compliance. So wherever you feel a compliance can be achieved with the help of private, we may use private. Wherever you feel the compliance can be achieved with the help of public cloud, we can use public, right? So using hybrid, we would be able to achieve the same. Any question, any query, anything, guys, so far? Anyone has any questions, any queries so far? You can raise your hand and we can give you a chance to ask your question. Any questions so far? Although we have discussed very basic part of it.
Yeah, can you explain like how this flexibility in hybrid? Why not in public? Should public have hybrid flexibility?
Okay, why the flexibility? See, very basic. Why the flexibility is high in public? Now, let's say you want the hardware level access, right? So if you go with public, you would not be able to get the hardware level access or hardware level control, right? But if you go with hybrid, you have both. You have the private option, you have the public option. Then you can go with private, right? Now, let's say you want some sort of a managed service. If you go with private, you would not be able to get the managed services. But if you go with public, you can get the managed services, right? So managed services can be achieved with the help of public. Hardware level control can be achieved with the help of private. So if I'm looking both in my solution, I would be able to achieve it if I go with hybrid. I can go with the managed services. I can go with the hardware level control as well. That is the reason you can get maximum flexibility with the help of hybrid. Hope it gives you a clarity.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Now, guys, let me walk you through the presentation as well a bit, see what all we are going to cover. Although we have not mentioned everything here. See, as I mentioned in the starting of the session as well, like if in case anyone has missed it, let me reiterate it again. In this particular course, we will be starting things from scratch. So basically, this course is a combination of three courses. So first, we will start with Azure Fundamentals, which is a foundation level course, right? And with every course that we will be covering, you can write a certification as well. That is the Microsoft certification you can achieve. So with this, you would be able to achieve the certification of AZ900, which is again a foundation level certification. After this, we will be going with Azure Administration. That is an intermediate level course, and we will be covering AZ104. So if in case you want to become Microsoft certified Azure administration, sorry, you want to become Microsoft certified Azure administrator, you can write this exam and you would be able to earn the Microsoft certification for the same, right? Then after this, with the help of this course, we will be also covering Azure Architect, right? This particular course we will be covering designing Microsoft Azure Infra Solutions. Earlier, there were two courses, AZ303 and 304. AZ303 was Microsoft Azure Architect. AZ304 was Microsoft Designing and Architecting Microsoft Solutions. But now Microsoft has combined them as one course, that is AZ305. So instead of writing the complete name, maybe I can say you would be able to achieve the Azure Architect with this, which is nothing but an advanced level course. And you would be able to clear certification for AZ305. So with this particular course, we will be covering actually three courses together. Right? So I'm showing you a glimpse what all we are going to cover in this course, plus we will be covering some other topics too. For example, we'll be covering, okay, so we'll be covering this particular part. It says who is Azure Solution Architect. A solution architect will have the subject matter expert in designing cloud solution, hybrid solutioning, including compute, networking, storage, application services, data solutions, monitoring, and security. It will have a working knowledge of networking technologies, connectivity services, application delivery, working knowledge of compute technologies, including VMs, containers, PaaS solutions, working knowledge of storage technologies, including relational and non-relational databases, experience in architecting solutions, including security, migration, and business continuity. Right? The person will have the knowledge for this. And this is what we will be covering. So when you will be writing the certification, from this area, you will be getting 25 to 30% questions. Designing identity, governance, monitoring solutions, this percentage of questions. Data storage solutions, this percentage of questions. Business continuity, this percent of questions. Infrastructure solutions, this percentage of questions, right? And this is what we will be covering, right? We'll be talking about governance, talking about compute, storage, relational databases, non-relational, data integration, application architectures, authentication and authorization, monitoring, networks, BCDR migrations, plus more things. So we will be covering all these things, right? What are the benefits you'll be getting? So it will be a project-based real-time training, right? You will get an understanding how you would be able to crack the Azure interview. There will be an Azure Pass. If in case you want to opt for it, there will be a small cost involved, but you can opt for the Azure Pass, right? With the help of which you would be able to perform the labs. You get some credits, but there is a small cost for this particular one. There will be a mock calls, and you will be getting the study materials. We will also be providing you dumps. Dumps means if in case anyone is willing to write the Microsoft certification exams, we will be providing you some sample papers, or you can call them as dumps, with the help of which you will get a clear idea that what kind of a questions you may expect during the certification, right? So we will be providing all this information too. Okay. Now, before I open this, okay, duration of the course. Yeah, so usually this course takes somewhere around like 26 to 30 hours. It also depends upon the number of participants. It also depends upon uh, depending upon what kind of a questions participants put in every session. So usually it takes around somewhere between 26 to 30 hours. We will be covering all these things, right? So we will be having, usually we have these sessions on weekdays, or sorry, on weekends. So in weekends, we have the session on Saturday as well as Sunday, and we have a 2 to 3 hour sessions, right? So usually we have a 2 to 3 hours of sessions on weekends. After every sessions, like let's say we have a session on Saturday, we have a session on Sunday, I will be demonstrating you a lot of labs. Okay? So there will be theoretical explanation, then there will be a demonstration from my end. And on Sundays, we will try to provide you the lab links as well, so that from Monday to Friday, you would be able to perform the labs in your accounts. Whatever labs I will be demonstrating you, will be sharing you the lab links so that you also get an opportunity that you would be able to perform the labs in your account so that you get the practical exposure as well. So this is how we have designed this particular training, right? So guys, I have given you a gist how the actual training is going to be. Now I'll open the questions and the answers round to you. All of you, those whosoever has any questions, please feel free to ask it. Only request is please raise your hand one by one. I can just ask you to share your questions, right? So that we can go with the questions one by one. I think Rohit has a question. Rohit, yeah, please go ahead with your question.
Hi, Jitin. Thank you so much for giving a short intro and a deep thing. So, actually, I'm working in a Windows domain, and then like as on AD, IM technology. But now I just want to switch my career in cloud domain,
Okay.
and yeah, and just pick up the Azure, and also preparing since last 2 months, but did not get not getting a calls like this. Might be some technical stuff is not yet prepared up to the mark or something. I don't know exactly.
Okay. Yeah. So to be honest, Rohit, when I started my career, I was also in the Windows team, and I was also working on the IAM. To be precise, I was a part of the Active Directory team. I'm sure you'd be
Yeah,
working on the
ex-
same.
ex-
Yeah,
exactly. Active Directory as well as the and some tools are ISAMs and ISIM and all mainframe like this. Okay.
absolutely. So
Yeah.
right now you have a depth only on one particular technology. So now if you will be moving to cloud, you would be able to expand your technical skills in multiple domains. For example, in this particular course, we'll be talking about the identity part. We will be talking about the Azure Active Directory. Then we'll be talking about the compute part, virtual machines, containers, Kubernetes clusters, app services, PaaS services. We'll be talking about that. Then we'll be talking about the storage part. Then we'll be talking about the networking part in detail. Then we will be talking about the integration part. Then we'll be talking about the site recoveries migration part. So basically, you would be able to expand your skill set in multiple domains. Right? So that would be the benefit with this particular course.
Okay. So total having experience of more than 6 years, 6.4 years.
Mhm.
And yeah, and right now I'm having a working on like as a 9.5 LPA. So yeah, and expecting something more than that by transform.
Absolutely. See, let me show you something, guys. I'm just showing you for the India. You can find it out for your respective countries. So let's say if you just type here Azure administrators packages, right? Uh, okay, salaries. Let me put it like this. In India, definitely you can put this in India. So okay, so here it is saying it can range anywhere between 3. 8 lakhs to 11.5 lakhs. But since you already have an experience of 6.5 years, you can also go with the Azure Architect. Sorry. So if you just type here Azure Architect salaries in India, and this is something which I'm just doing in Google, so not my search engine. So you will find out it can range anywhere between 11.2 to 42 lakh, depending upon how well you would be able to prove yourself in your interview and how good you will be with your job, right? An average Azure architects earn somewhere around this much. It's in Indian rupees, right? So similarly, if people are in US, you can check for the US as well. So if I say Azure architect salary in US, it will be somewhere around this much amount of dollars, $1,55,000 per year, right? So it depends. I hope you got the gist. Like, if in case whatever will be taught during the training, if you prepare it well, if you apply for the interviews and if you crack the Azure Architect interviews, definitely you would be able to see a good jump in your current packages.
So, Jitin, is it Azure Architect? That means advanced level, and as well as what we call a DevOps. So, is it something?
DevOps is something else. See, DevOps is like this. If you go with AZ900, then maybe you can go with AZ104, and then you can go with AZ400. This AZ400 is Azure DevOps, right? Now, let's say if you go with this particular part is done. You are done with 900, you're done with 104. Later on, maybe after 2-3 months, you can again upgrade yourself on AZ400, that is Azure DevOps. Then you will have more expertise. Then any organization who can hire you, they can use you in the architect projects, they can use you in the DevOps project. So definitely you will have more edge. It's now like adding multiple skill set in your CVs, right? So in IT world, it's always a good known saying that you should not stop on one technology. Let's say you have learned all these technologies, then your next course of action could be DevOps. If you have learned DevOps as well, then your next course of action could be start learning AWS. If you have learned AWS too, then you can start learning GCP. I hope you got the clarity, sir.
Yeah. So, do you have any like as the course curriculum, the complete structure? What are the topics you will be involving include in our training session?
In this particular one, we'll share that with you. See, although I showed you, these are the topics that we
Yeah.
will be covering. But if in case you want this in the PDF format, we can share you this in the PDF format. This will be covering, these topics will be covering governance, compute, storage, relational, non-relational, data integration, application. See, these are very high level topics. If you want detail of it, so there will be a detailed description of it as well that can be shared. A coordinator would be able to share the same to you, right?
Yeah, and you said as a, like as a weekend batches might. Sorry, I'm taking a bit long time, but might be this question is of not only mine. Everyone have this
No,
question.
we plan both the batches, weekdays as well as weekend. So if in case you are not available on weekends, you can plan for the weekday batch.
Okay,
So we
so
plan
no, weekend is okay. So 2 to 3 hours. That means how many weeks you will take? Like as you said,
somewhere around 6 weeks and 7 weeks it will take.
means 1.5 month, like this.
Yeah,
Round up.
yeah. See, in order to become expert in any technology, it takes a while. We can do this in 4 days, we can do this in 5 days, but then probably participant would not be able to get it. We can do 8 hour session on Saturday, we can do 8 hour sessions on Sunday, then next Saturday, Sunday again we can do 8 hour session and training will be over. But part is, would all the participants be able to grab everything for 8 hours? It would be a tough job. So we try to go slow and we try to learn things in a very, very deep manner.
Okay, and you will be helping in the interview as well, preparing the resume and all the things like this.
I would not be helping you with the resume part. I can share, like coordinator can share you some sample resumes, right? Some sample resumes can be shared. And yeah, if in case you need help regarding the mock interviews, that can be done.
Okay, and what will be the fee for this?
So fee you can check with Amit. Guys, like regarding the onboarding part, please check with Amit. He is the right guy. So here Amit contact details are mentioned, right? He is the coordinator. You would be able to check with him. This is his phone number. You can reach out to him on WhatsApp or you can give him a call as well. This is the website www.joytrust.com. You can reach out to him from here as well, right? So easiest way is to reach him via WhatsApp or via phone call, or you can go to the website and you can reach him via website as well. So this is his contact details. Let me share his name. And there are there okay, Tawheed, not only for AZ900. AZ900 is a foundation level course. To learn any cloud technologies, people usually start with AZ900. You can get some jobs after AZ104. Cloud engineer, cloud administrators jobs you can get, but not after AZ900. AZ900 is a very basic level course, right?
So after doing AG 900, 104, 305, and then after we can jump to 400.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir.
And Jitin, you'll be performing lab like while performing the session, there will be lab activities also, right? For each topic,
Absolutely.
including network and
We will be doing a lot of labs. See, what I'll be doing is just like you are able to see my screen right now. So I'll be taking you through the Azure portal. Like we'll talk about what is Azure portal. So I'll be taking you like this through the Azure portal. And from here, I'll show you how to create a network, how to create a machine, how to connect networks, how to secure networks, how to use firewall, how to restrict the traffic with the help of firewall, how to allow the traffic with the help of firewall, how to deploy application, how to connect application with database. We will be doing good number of labs. And as I mentioned, whatever labs we'll be doing it on Saturday and Sunday, I will be sharing you some lab links so that whatever activity I have done, you would be able to perform those activities as well. That is how we plan it.
You will provide the lab, or we have to purchase the lab differently, separately?
Okay, see, there are two methods.
Lab will be only.
Let me explain you. There are two methods. One is you can create your Azure free account. When you create your Azure free account, what you need to do, you need to associate your credit card with your account. When you associate your credit card with your account, Microsoft gives you $200 for free, and this is valid for 30 days. You can do this activity. If in case you have already used your account, you have already used your credit card, probably you would not be able to use it again. Then we can help you with the labs. Then we can provide you Azure Pass. With this, you get $100 of credit, which is valid for 30 days. But there will be a cost for this. There will be a separate cost for this apart from the training cost, right? See, guys, I do not want you to be surprised later on. So there should be no hidden cost. This comes with a cost, right? So if in case you want us to help us out regarding this pass, so we can help you with the Azure Pass, you would be able to get $100, which will be valid for 30 days, but there will be a small cost involved. There will be a cost involved, right? So these are two methods. Either you can set up your own account for free just by putting your credit card. You will be able to get $200 and you can perform the labs. If you have already done that and now you are not left with the credit, then we can help you with this. Sir, I hope that answers your query.
Okay. And what about the timing and the Saturday and Sunday? In which do you have schedule any time, or it will
usually
be
we do
flexible?
Usually we do it in the evening, like somewhere around like 4 to 8 p.m. we'll be doing it. It could be 5 to 7, it could be 6 to 8, somewhere between that time, evening time.
Anything in the morning? Because I'm in UAE, so mostly in the weekend is if we are.
What time is it right now? I think all these things you can check with the coordinator, right?
Okay.
All these things, for example, if I look here, UAE time, so it's like 1:18. So let's say we do the session somewhere around 4 p.m. in India or 5 p.m. in India, it will be like 3 p.m. your time, 3 or 4 p.m. your time, right? So somewhere around that time we can do the session. If there will be a lot of people who want morning session, we can do it in morning as well. Right? That is something you can check with the coordinator.
And one more thing, as you said, it is combination of three courses: AZ900, AZ10. Can I skip AZ900 and join AZ104 and 305 directly?
See, I would not recommend you that. Reason is AZ900, we will only be discussing it for certain amount of time. Only for first 3 to 8 hours, depending upon the participants, we will be discussing AZ900. Point is, when we will be starting the technical discussion, we will be starting from a very, very scratch level. Let me give you an example. Like there is something called as Azure architecture. In this particular topic, I will be explaining you the architecture of Azure, right? It is same for all three courses, for fundamental, for administration, for architect. So topic is same in all three courses. So if I have explained this topic once, I would not be repeating this topic again, right? So I would recommend you to start from a scratch. It's not like there is a separate training fee for AC 900 and 104 and 305, right? So we have the same fee for the entire duration of the course, right? The fees for the entire duration of the course. So why not to start from a scratch?
It's okay, because as the first person tell, we are waiting for this for I think 2 months, but the timing here, it's my personal is Ramzan timing. So actually I prefer after 20 more days. It's 10 today Ramzan. So
Mhm.
is there anything like,
I
because
think we will be. I think we,
in between I involved I joined for another network course also, so it will be in clash. And
okay.
moreover, as it's in weekend. Actually, we prefer in the morning time, because we are in family, so we prefer to go out and outing and everything in the evening. So
Yeah, request you to
for
please check with the coordinator regarding this.
next 2 months we cannot. It will be difficult to you know uh, schedule every day, like
No, I
evening time.
understand, but I think it's not a technical question, so I think
Yeah,
you
I
can
understand
take
that
this with the
yeah,
coordinator, right?
yeah.
Plus, we will be recording all
So
these sessions.
only question is, it's a fixed at evening, or it's a flexible. That's
It's
only.
flexible. See, sometimes we do both. We do morning as well as evening. So if we have good number of participants for morning and evening, we do both the sessions as well. Plus, we are recording all the sessions. If in case any particular day you're not available, you can go through the recording as well.
Yeah, one more last question. Is there any recorded your class is available, like in core subject something is available? Then we can have a.
You can check with Amit. He can share you some demos of my recorded sessions. So you can go through one or two sessions and then you can make a call, right? Lot of recordings are available for my sessions. So you can just check with Amit. He can provide you some recorded sessions, maybe one or two recorded sessions. He can share that to you, right?
Okay.
Yeah, hi,
Okay.
Jitin.
Rohit, yeah, just one moment. Rohit, there is no prerequisite for this particular class. Sessions will be recorded. Probably we will be starting the sessions from next week. Next or next to next week, we will be starting it. Please check with the starting date and time with the coordinator. Recordings will be there. There are no prerequisite. The exact starting date will be next week, or I think it is going to be next to next week. You can check that with the coordinator. No programming languages are required. If in case you know programming languages, it's better. If you do not know programming languages, it is not required in this particular course. Yeah, I'm so sorry, sir. Please go ahead. Yeah, I think one gentleman has a question. Please go ahead.
Hello,
Yes, yes, Ravi.
this is Ravi Kumar. Unfortunately, my internet was disconnected previous in the question and answers. I have a doubt too. What are the day-to-day activities of Azure Architect?
I think I just showed you here day-to-day activities of Azure Architect. See, day-to-day activities of Azure Architects varies from organization to organization. In different organization, there can be different activities, right? But usually these are the activities of the solution architects, right? So they will be writing the solutions, they will be building the architectural design, and then they will be helping the team in order to implement them as well. In that, it involves compute. What, see, let's say you are planning to deploy an application. How will you take a decision whether you should deploy the application inside virtual machine or inside Kubernetes cluster or inside service fabric cluster or inside a container, or you want to use some PaaS services, right? So architects will be taking this call based upon certain conditions. How you want to connect the networking, how different teams would be able to communicate, how you would be able to achieve the security, how you would be able to store data, how you would be able to call that data. So basically, they will be creating this entire solution, and then they will be helping the team to achieve it on day-to-day basis. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Shakti, every team has administrators as well as DevOps. So my recommendation is learn both. With time to time, keep on upgrading yourself. You cannot go with the DevOps directly if you do not know the administration stuff. In order to become a DevOps, first of all, you have to be an administrator, right? Now, after cloud administrator, you can go with cloud architect, you can go with cloud DevOps. So I would recommend you first try to become an administrator, try to learn the administrator stuff. Then after that, try to learn both architecture as well as DevOps. Basically, when you learn all these things, you are increasing your value in the market, right? So learn both.
Hello.
Architect and DevOps both are very much in demand nowadays, right? Yes, please go ahead. Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, actually, I have question. I had done the CCNA, CCNP, NRC, and Encore. So can I do this Azure?
Absolutely. See, with CCNA, CCNP, you only learn networking. Here, you'll be learning a lot of other things too, right?
Okay.
Absolutely, you can do that.
Okay, fine.
Okay, guys, so here, this is the contact details of Amit. Please reach out to him. He's the right person who would be able to onboard you for the training. What is the exact starting date of this particular course? He would be able to share all this information to you, right? If in case any one of you has any questions, please feel free to ask, or else I think we are good for today. See, Saurabh, after Azure Architect, if you want to learn more, then you can go with Azure DevOps. After Azure Architect, if you just want to grab a job, you just want to do your job, that's okay. But there are people who want to learn every day. So even after Azure Architect, after 3 months, 6 months, you want to learn more, you want to become technically more sound, then you can go with Azure DevOps. Okay, guys, I hope all of you are able to get the contact details of Amit. He's the right person to onboard you for the training. So I would like to thank you all for giving you a valuable time. It looks, yeah, there will be exam dumps. Sumit Jha will be sharing you the exam dumps. Yes, please go ahead, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, yes. Yeah,
I just have a question. Which one is better, AWS or Azure? Which one is more demanding? And
okay, see, Zafar, answer to your question is both has got the demands. There are so many organizations in the world. There are certain organizations who are running their project in Azure. There are certain organizations who are running their project in AWS, right? Second thing,
major difference.
Hold on. Listen, major differences. Okay, do you travel via taxi? When you try to book a cab, you can book Uber, you can book Ola. What is the major difference between Ola and Uber? These are two different organizations which are providing you taxi services. Is there any major difference you find out? Sometimes the cost for one service could be low as compared to other, right? Both of them are cloud providers. They are providing you services on cloud. If you would be able to learn one cloud well, learning second cloud will not take much time. Concepts will be same. The naming conventions will be different. For example, let's say you want to eat burger. There can be multiple providers who can help you with burgers. There can be McDonald's, there can be Burger King. If you go to McDonald's, the name of a burger could be Megalo Tikki Burger. If you go to Burger King, the name would be different. It is helping you with the same thing, right? Even the content will be same. Only the naming convention will be different. So if you learn one cloud well, second cloud you would be able to learn in couple of hours or in couple of days, right? And both the clouds are in demand. It's not like only one cloud is in demand. Uber is in demand, Ola is in demand. Both the taxi services are in demand. Similarly, both the clouds are in demand. Hope you got the clarity.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Yes.
Can I call to this number anytime, or is there any particular timings are there?
Oh, no, I think any general time is you can call, right? So I think from 10 a.m. till 10 p.m. you can give him call. If in case the person would not be able to attend the call, probably you can just drop a message. He'll reach out to you.
No, okay. Right. Thank you. I will discuss later.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. Again, would like to thank you all for giving your valuable time. This is the contact details of Amit. Please reach out to him. He's the right person to onboard you.
One last question. I'm sorry to interrupt. One last question from my end. I would like to ask you that when this particular course will be going to conduct, from when it will be commenced.
From when it will be starting, please reach out to Amit. He can share you the precise date. Right. I think it will be starting next week or next to next week. But what is the exact date? Please check with Amit.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I have already job folder. If I have rotational shifts, what can I do?
Then sessions are being recorded. You would be able to go through the recording. Plus, rotational shifts probably will be on Monday to Friday. We are conducting this on weekdays as well as on weekends.
If I join for a weekend and if some classes, if I miss some classes, can I join another batch also in weekly batch also?
But if in case you miss like 1 or 2 classes, you can go through the recording. We will be sharing recording after every session. Let's say you started with the training and you missed a lot of classes due to some unavoidable circumstances, then yes, we can put you in a different session. But again, that will be on a case-to-case basis, right?
Both batches are handling by one.
Yes, I'll be taking care of them. Yeah. Okay, guys. So I think we have answered all the queries.
Thank you for giving the timers. Okay.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a good rest of the day. Thank you. It was really nice interacting with you all. Thank you all. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jitan.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'll be ending the session now. Thank you.
Bye bye. Take care.